And welcome to Pokémon GO Podcast. That's the best changeup I've ever done. Joe struck out at the plate because of that changeup, and it's all good. I'm the Rock Out Podcasting Charles McFall, here to talk to you about Pokemon baseball. And riding with me is Joe _Ard to talk to you about Digimon football. I don't know. This thing went sideways.
Digital monsters, Digimon are the champions. Sorry. I like
But
Digimon.
did you catch them all? No. All right, moving on.
That was never a goal in Digimon. Did you ever watch?
It's always a goal. It was a goal in COVID. Everybody wanted to catch all the COVIDs. They tried so hard. It got so far. But you know what? In the end, it doesn't really matter. Just like this show and the points that we give. So, how's your week been?
It's been a pretty good week. And if I can catch this Shadow Snorlax, it'll be even better. Even better.
Not gonna happen.
Yeah, it is. Psh.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
The Slurpee Podcast. Woo woo. Hey, Thunder Muffin, let me tell you. I snuck across the border. Yesterday, as a matter of fact, and got me a Slurpee.
What flavors did they have? Because the last several I've gone to, they didn't have cherry or the blue raspberry. The last couple of them I've gone to.
It's almost that bad. Now, here's the thing. This is the first one I went to. My wife and I found a year ago, and blah 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 blah. I drove over the border of South Carolina, and it was a little disappointing because it wasn't a full-on 7-Eleven. Since then, they've upped their game a little bit. It's still not a full-on, but the branding's there, the signs are there. They have 4 Slurpee machines sitting side by side. All right, the odds are better, right, to get what I want. The first whole set of 4 had the light on that says "Do not touch" while spinning. And that had cherry and Coke, and I don't know, I ignored it when I saw the cherry. I was like, "Oh, you brother!" And then the next 4 had 2 with the red lights on saying "Do not pour" while spinning. But then cherry was there, and I got it was cherry and Mountain Dew with only 2 flavors, Joe. So I mixed me up a cherry Mountain Dew Slurpee, and I poured a little bit out the Thunder Muffin in honor, and then I gulped the whole thing because it was a big gulp, and I loved it.
Well, there you go. That's what matters, right?
That is all that matters. Tuga Throws is like, no, the community means something to me. I don't know why I said it that way, and I don't even know where I was going to go with that joke, but it points to Tugas for throwing me off my game. So, experiences of the week. Paul.
Someone's going to clip that and just play that for us now.
Hey, do that. Clip it for me, and I'll put it on a sound button. Paul Puck has invited me to a number of raids, and again, I thank you. I don't think I made any of them this time. It's just timing is everything, and all you can do is invite. You know what? I feel a little bad. I only feel a little bad. I mean, it's still their choice to help out, and they want to play with me. I love it. Anybody who sends it. And I do want to do it. I do see it. There's no way I can just communicate to you through the game or anything else yet. To say, hey, so sorry. I love that you did it. I was driving. Or like the other night.
You could mark yourself as offline.
But then do I have to turn myself back online when I get back? Well, here's the thing, Joe. I don't get online. So I have to leave it online to get the invites. Because I don't open the game unless somebody invites me to come play. You just go to not capturing things. Let me handle the show. This is why you don't get a raise. So, join our Patreon to find out what that's all about. I'm on pilot. I'm on pilot. Don't worry about it. Hey, if anybody wants to get into the crypto coin business and the pyramid scheme business, hit me up. I got a coin for you. Hey, Coach Cap.
Is it Dogecoin?
Oh no, you can trust me better than that. That's just horrible. No. Anyway, it's you know what? Maybe in the after, Joe. Maybe in the after show, we'll talk about it a little bit. It just popped up on my watch. That's why it came up for everybody on the podcast. Welcome to Chaos.
Oh, you know what? You told me about it. Yeah, not that.
Yeah, the last time you were here, I may have sent you a link that you didn't use. So I'm in New Hampshire tonight, says Coach Kev, and not streaming, so I'll get to hang out and enjoy the show. Well, there you go. I love having a celebrity in the house. We appreciate you. So yeah, Paul Puck. He's been inviting me and stuff. And that's the thing. I know you're right. I can mark myself offline. But the reality is I do get some days. I mean, I'll hit 4 or 5 back to back. right? Radar hits at just the right synchronicity for me to be at my phone and see the stuff. I still cannot get it to audibly notify me at all. I've tried to reset notifications both in game and on the phone. It'll pop up the banner. It'll pop up if I'm on my phone. It'll pop up on the main screen if I'm off my phone, but it will not be like Pikachu or whatever sound I'd put on it. You know? That's the sound I want. Complete with business.
Oh man.
But yeah, so no, I do want to do it. But yeah, when I see it, I'm like, man, you had 5 people to invite, and you invited me, and I didn't show up. But then I do remember when I go raiding you're rarely, right? But when I'm in real world raiding and I do invites, it's just nice if somebody shows up. But I don't hate them if they don't. So I'm hoping everybody thinks of the same. So I'll look at you doing some anniversary research.
Your favorite. I didn't realize you had a bow tie too. That brings it all together. The cake on a cake hat and a bow tie.
Hold on.
So for our podcast listeners, Charles just turned off his webcam, may have even left. I don't know. Nope, I hear him typing.
I quit the show. Stupid Pikachu.
He's got a bow tie though. Look at the bow tie.
I'm gonna go look at Republican websites because it's less offensive than that bow tie.
Wow.
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 All right, no.
Wow. Wow.
So I'm gonna do my age plus 7 experiences of the week here, and for everybody who is, I'm a Republican. I'm not trying. I don't do politics. That's the best I could do right now because I know statistically my joke's going to land with more people than it's not. So there. That's all I can say. Age 0-7, right?
Yes.
Apparently, I turned on my gotcha this week because I have a whole lot of Pokemon I did not expect to show up when I did age 0-7. That's why I was surprised.
I just transferred a ton of Pokemon. I'm like, bye. See you.
Nothing special that I'm looking through, but I actually apparently caught a number of Pokemon, including a Wartortle and a Blastoise and a Venusaur.
Well, there you go. And did you get a new Charmander with a hat?
Joe, you know I didn't. And you know I won't if I can help it. Look, my anniversary research is 0. I mean, I've done nothing. Catch 15 Pokemon, catch 5 different species of Pokemon, make 5 nice throws, make 3 great throws, make 5 curveball throws, and use 10 berries. It's the easiest research, and it's literally all sitting on zeros right now. Not intentionally, but you know. Yeah.
Oh,
that's the first page. Holy crap.
Of 6.
That's a lot of research they want you to do.
Battle another trainer with your buddy Pokemon while it's adventuring with you. Interesting.
It is not. Don't lie. It is not interesting. It is nothing about that is interesting.
You're right.
I know. See, we've gone back to season 1 dynamics of I get to be the cranky pants and he gets to love the game. We counted towards the end of season 1, and as we started season 2 off a couple weeks ago, we changed roles. I didn't like it. I demoted Joe. That's why I didn't get a raise. And, you know, hey, now the doctor's bow tie is cool. Tugus. I'll give you, you know, there you go. You know what, Professor? I gave you gifts on Thursday. Thor's Day, if you will. I gave you the gift of Thor on Thor's Day. I opened your stuff and sent it back. I'm not taking your crap tonight, Professor.
I don't even know if I'm friends with the WF Professor.
I mean, with that kind of friend, do you really want to? They want you to pay attention to them. Oh, come raid with me. Oh, open my gifts. Oh, you're so needy.
Is the WF Professor in game?
Yes. Well, you know, I'm gonna double check here. Yes. Because I would have nicknamed them that if they weren't. Yes, sir.
And I guess we're not friends yet. We'll have
Because you're the real filthy casual. See, I play the character on the show. You're really the filthy casual. Speaking of casual, tell me what you've done this week. You're letting me go off the rails, Joe. Your job is to keep me on track. You're not doing your job right.
Well, more than you. I'm on the second stage of the anniversary event, so not a ton more than you, but enough.
Enough.
Enough. I've opened it up at least a couple hours each day, caught whatever Pokemon were around me, and yeah. Ooh, the WF professor's given me his number. Getting those digits. But no, the highlight is ironically what happened at the beginning of the show, catching that Shadow Snorlax, because it actually was decent IVs. Like, not great, but not half bad either. So, not half bad at all. 3-star Shadow Snorlax. And actually, with the event, I'll be able to switch out his frustration, so he's not so frustrated.
I mean, he's been in this game for 6 years. I think he's fairly frustrated.
Frustrated with you.
I have the only Snorlax I need. I'm good.
I wonder, because Ibbott's number of Snorlax was pretty low too when you guys were comparing a couple weeks back. Now I'm curious how many Snorlax I've caught. I've seen 139, but only caught 91 of them. I apparently have missed a lot with my plus. Probably at events.
Nobody cares, Joe. Nobody cares about the 1%ers. They all root for the underdogs.
I'm not 1%.
That's exactly what a 1%er would say. So what about raids? What about fun catches? What about that purple goo you got running around on the screen?
My Goomy. It's my buddy. I've been walking this Goomy for a long time. I don't even know how many candies I've got with him.
So Tugas says that I'll say it. Charles does put stickers on my gifts, even though he hates them. And I started to make a serious point. I just can't. I can't be serious on this show, although I start to sometimes. It's like, hey, you can love the stickers, so I'll send them to you. That was the serious part. Then I had to not be serious. Like, it's like cleaning the trash out of my house and blessing other people with it. I'm just ridding myself of these stupid stickers so that everybody else can have them. Yeah. And I don't hate the stickers. I just don't see the point in it. It's not for me. And I can see where it could be for other people, but that's just my mindset. Is if there's something in the game, I want it to mean something, to do something. I want it to give me some more Stardust because I traded stickers. I don't know, but I don't like cosmetic only costumes in games.
It's my understanding that in Wizards Unite, you could send multiple, I'm not sure if they call them gifts, but multiple things to your friends, or send things to multiple friends at a time. If they had that in Pokemon Go, I'd probably...
I think they did have that in Wizards, yeah.
Yeah, that's something I wish they would bring to Pokemon Go.
And there you go. Tuga says, it does something. It makes me smile. And that's why I put them on. Because if you don't like them, you don't care. If you do like them, you appreciate that I did it. Then I like bringing a smile to your face. But ultimately, smiles don't get me ahead in the game. I want something to get me ahead in the game. But that, I mean, I am in the minority when I talk about I don't like cosmetic only costumes. And that, for those of you who don't play the games like I play them, that means cosmetic only means it just changes the appearance. I don't care. I don't need to I do change my appearance sometimes in this game, mostly because I get bored of seeing the same thing. That's it. I don't need to play dress up if it won't boost my stats. However, I love Breath of the Wild. I was talking to Joe pre-show. I picked up Breath of the Wild. I owned it. I just picked it up again to play it again. My wife and I beat it probably during COVID, during the first onset of COVID, and so we let it sit for a good year.
And what's nice about Breath of the Wild is those costumes aren't just cosmetic.
Exactly. That was the point I was about to make. Is it not only boosts your armor when you get better, so you want to find that next thing, it can give you special boost to your skills as well. That I love all day, Joe.
Yeah, clearly the bowtie Pikachu needs to be able to travel through time. I mean,
You know what? I would not hate him if he would put on fez instead of that stupid cake hat and the bow tie and get in a little box and travel across the universe. I would play that game. I'd be accepting all of that.
in one of the movies, they do some alternate dimension traveling.
I don't watch the movies.
I know you don't.
And it's not Doctor Who Pokemon. So it doesn't matter. All right, Joe. You've ruined the experiences of the week for me. Now, so discussion. What kind of show would you recommend we do at conventions that would best serve the community we've built? And that's what I love about how Joe and I work. I had this super wordy, what would a live show look like to you? And so I was trying to type it out on Anchor when I went to publish the show this weekend, and I came back to the notes as I do. Or no, I went to Reddit just to see if you had posted it, and you had, and that's Joe's phrasing. I'm like, that's perfect. So I stole your phrasing. So Joe, if you'll pop open that Reddit link.
No one actually came over to Reddit this week and commented.
Oh, well, why don't you still open it? r/Pokemon GO Podcast on Reddit is where you can participate in the comments and the questions. Of course, if you listen to the podcast on Spotify, you can answer it on Spotify. I'm about to read that. And also, if you're live on Twitch tonight, as we record this, you're also welcome to answer that in the chat, and we'll read that out. What kind of show would you recommend we do at conventions that would best serve the community we've built? I don't know what kind of answers I expected. It wasn't this one. I can tell you right now, Zach, man. Here you go, Joe. You ready?
Yep.
I hate it because Joe's going to want to do it. I'm out, man. I don't want to do it.
Let's do it.
All right. Dance-offs and rap battles between you two. Competitions for the best Pikachu hat costume. Though being serious, I'd say you guys currently do would be great still. With live Q&A, maybe trivia competition. Well, it says comp. I'm assuming competition. Oh, yeah, I get that. And he's right. When we first started doing Dragon Con together, we were doing news and factual stuff and on the point things. Now we just kind of use news to really entertain each other. So I think this is probably a better live show that we do now. That could work. I like the throwing in of live Q&A. I don't want to take from the Pokédex, but that whole questions of lining up and isn't Slugma the best Slugma ever? And those kind of things. I'd love to take a little bit of that fun, but keep it more in that real world like we do.
Well, obviously we need to do some Pokemon karaoke.
Oh my God, Joe, he's got a great idea that's probably too late to implement it. Because I can arrange this. We need to do our show literally the time slot right before Pokédexpert. Okay. And we do our real show like we do and go, you know what, though? There's these guys out there who like to mock us. They totally built a whole improv shtick comedy show based off of us. Period. They mock me and my errors with computers because I had a hardware meltdown one time. They mock Joe about the knowledge he has, but they make him sound stupid and then tell him to stick around and watch the show. We take all the thunder out of them. Oh my God. Everybody be like, they totally are mocking Pokemon GO Podcast. They're absolutely making. Oh my God, Joe. We got it. That'd be great. But that, Zach, man, thank you being on Spotify. Zach, man, answered the question there. I dance off some rap battles. I can't. I would just destroy Joe. It would just be mean. I can't do that. But this kind of banter back and forth with live Q&A and maybe some trivia, that would be fun. That'd be fun.
Yep. And for those that don't know who Ask the Pokédexpert are,
you're welcome.
They are a
it's a loose improv comedy
where they pretend they're in the world of Pokemon, but they're also pacifists. They're scientists and pacifists, and they hate Pokemon fighting, and it's all role playing. It's pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie.
I will give them it's pretty funny. But I totally think we could either do it right before them or do it right after them and tell them to promote us and get the audience to stick around. And then we just trash, not mean trash them, but trash them, build our own stick. Anyway.
Yeah. If you follow the Twitch channel for the digital media, Dragon Con digital media track, you can, or if and you look up, well, they will probably be live. I assume they're going to be in the main room this year if they're there. Are they there? I haven't looked at the schedule.
Yes. Yeah, ask the Pokédex expert. You're supposed to be building rooms. How have you not?
I know.
Schedule,
I've been a little busy with my crazy new manager.
And you want to come and ask me for a raise? Get out of here with that rocket nonsense. What is wrong with you?
So, we're going off topic a little bit here, but for Dragon Con Digital Media Track, if you were interested in kind of seeing what it's about without actually coming, then just tune into the Twitch channel, because all of the panels that are in our main room are live streamed. And then you can also we've got VODs from previous years on the YouTube channel for the Dragon Con Digital Media Track YouTube channel as well. And so you can kind of get a glimpse of a little bit, like 1% of what Dragon Con is about, to be completely honest. Because
as a whole con,
yes,
maybe not even 1%, because it's so drastically different sometimes.
Yeah.
And on our track, it's a good,
because
80% of what we do.
Yeah, and like I tell everybody who asks, Dragon Con is what you want it to be, because there's just so much to do there. You can do whatever you like. If you can think of it, there's probably it's probably at Dragon Con.
A civilian suggests for our live show a money giveaway or gas card giveaway. Professor says Pokemon impersonations, which actually gives me an idea to kind of do a bit with that. I think I could do something fun with that. Duga says I need to show up at Dragon Con to your panel in my Misty cosplay someday. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Really cool. And who needs gas money? Just ride a Rapidash.
On that note, we're gonna take a quick break. I gotta go do an attitude adjustment with old Joseph _Art here. We'll be back in just a minute. Raffle to get Joe's raise to keep and not share with Joe. Now, we did do some giveaways. I had some Pokemon trading card sets, like the tins that we gave away, and different things like that.
Yeah, we did some giveaways during the tournament as well.
Yeah, that might have been the same year.
Yeah, it might have been.
And I mean, we would be all about that, especially if we can give stuff that would help you do stuff in game, right? Anything to promote that. I think it's definitely something we can talk about. I don't know if I'm really in the mindset for it this year.
No, probably not this year.
Yeah,
but we can think about it and figure out something for next year.
Yeah, we can definitely. I mean, that would open us up if we could really kind of get something. It doesn't have to be an exact thing, but like Tony and I figured out, our game show is really not about the game show. It's about us doing our thing in the confines of a game show. So the game show gets people it gives us an easy way to get people to connect and come play with us and really be a part of it. But it really is more of a comedy improv kind of show centered around the game show. If we could find that kind of the click thing, then we could go to not just Dragon Con, but anything that's in Tennessee or Georgia that would be trading card based or Pokemon based, and have some fun with it, and maybe that'd grow the show a little bit more. So we're still on break, Joe. Do you have an idea for the question of the week?
Not yet, but I'll think on it.
Okay. Because I almost want to come back with, all right, now in my series of questions to get the audience to help make our show better so I don't have to do the work. What is it could we do to get you to tell more people about Pokemon GO Podcast? But yeah, no. All right, we're gonna come back here. Let me find something. Let's go this one.
Dun, dun, dun,
Or
dun,
not,
dun,
did it
dun,
not?
dun, dun, dun.
I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was. To catch them is my real test, to train them is my cause. I will travel across the land.
I won't even travel across the state unless there's a something involved. That's just I was not cut out for Pokemon in the real world. That's just not me. All right. Speaking of places we won't travel, Pokemon Go Fest Berlin's got a guide put out.
Yeah, I mean,
we don't like Berlin. I would love to go to Berlin.
We
Our travel agent Barry Folk just has dropped the ball on booking this stuff for us. He's supposed to book it, pay for it, and then make sure we get there on time. I mean, come on, Barry. We're not asking that much. Just everything.
Yeah. So this was posted on our Reddit page. Again, that's reddit.com/r/Pokemon Go Podcast by Clash Royale Shorts TV. And granted, Berlin Go Fest has already happened, but there is some interesting little tidbits in here because Berlin brought back the specific habitats. And so that I always thought that was fun at the Go Fest in Chicago. So they had an electric garden, which had the Hisuian form of Voltorb, the happy Voltorb, not the angry Voltorb.
Okay.
And it had a bunch of other stuff too. Helioptile, Fungus. Fungus isn't electric, is it? I don't think is. Now everybody's like, wait a second. I don't know what Fungus is. I don't play with Fungus. Fungus, yeah, it's poison. It's poison grass. So why is it in the electric garden? Come on, Niantic. I mean, I guess it's got Combi too, who is also not electric. So whatever.
So it more emphasizes
just
garden than the electric.
Yeah. There's the Windy Coast, which makes a bit more sense there. The thewfproffesor. Fungus is a fun guy. Is a fun guy. You know.
Fun. He didn't put umlauts over it. It's not un there.
It's a foon guy. Yes, Fungus. The Fungus named Gus. And then there was the Living Meadow. And actually, do they have all? Yeah, they had all of them. Pampor, Pansage, and Panseer at the different locations. So there was the Living Meadow, which was grass and bug types. And then the Molten Rocks, which were rock and fire types. And then for the raids, I was wrong. I had predicted that they were going to release more of the beasts, the Ultra Beasts.
I didn't really think they would, but yeah.
But yeah, they had Cresselia and Darkrai there as well. So, but yeah, fun times. And like previous events, when you bought your ticket for this one, you had to buy specific days. You couldn't go to all 3 days. So. But yeah.
I don't think we do, but I'd be curious if anybody listening to our audience, listening to this podcast in our audience that went to this or that knows somebody who went to this. We'd love to hear some real life boots on the ground kind of reporting.
Yeah, on how it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Niantic, of course, gives out their little thank you for coming little blurb with some of the stats from the day. So apparently at GoFest in Germany, in Berlin, 14 million Pokemon were caught and 303,000 kilometers were walked. So, all right.
Fair enough. What else? Anything else there?
No, they're just posting some of the YouTubers like
yeah. Sure.
What's her name? Something 2 dots. Zoe, is it Zoe 2
Zoe.
dots? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I don't. People put put celebrities in general on a pedestal that I really don't. I've never understood.
I'm sorry. Your statement is they put people on celebrities on a pedestal that you really want to sit on.
Nope.
Because I would love to sit on that pedestal, Joe.
I would
understand it or not. come get our autograph. Come on, Joe. We do a show for a reason. Stop knocking us down. Such a poopy pants.
We're all people.
Are we though? I think some of us are
aliens.
Aliens. Yep. You got it.
And then there were the Mr. Mimes in the group that we just offended.
Yeah. Okay, I will say this picture is really cool. This is off the next one on the Pokemon
The exploding rainbow.
Yeah. They timed that really well. I'm sure they took a bunch of pictures and did it. But it's cool. in this, the fact that they got everybody, obviously they said, hey, at such and such a time, we're going to meet right here in this area. You can see all 3 banners of the clans represented. You can see the people. It's just, I would have been in that picture, and I think it's cool. I mean, not because you can see me, you can't see anybody but like the front row, but we would have definitely at Go Fest or somewhere like, yeah, no, we'll absolutely go and stand and do that. That looks a whole lot like, because the bubbles block his face. There's a picture as you scroll down, looks a lot like Terry Wolf.
Which one?
The middle one with the guy. He's got the Pikachu hat on.
Yeah. The bubbles in his face. Got it. Yeah. Sorry, I was still looking at the big picture. I was like, how am I supposed to pick out one person in that? What are you talking about, Charles?
Terry Wolf's wearing the pink shirt with the hip pack. You know, the fanny pack. There you go. So no, yeah, lower down. So yeah, there's the blips there. All right. So Joe.
So Charles.
It's our 6th anniversary. And I went and got you some iron, apparently, because there's no good joke there. There's no good joke. I was like, all right, what's the 6th anniversary gift that you give? Because, you know, whether you know this or not, there used to be this really dumb thing, probably from like the 40s of the first anniversary you give paper. This one you give this one you give is the like 50. The reason it's called the golden anniversary because somebody somewhere said if you make it to 50 years, you should do gifts that have gold or gold accents. It's iron. So I got you a Steelix for our 6th anniversary, Joe.
Thanks.
You ungrateful. I don't even know why I still stay podcast married to you.
Because you love me and I call you handsome.
You do, but it's I don't know. So happy 6th anniversary to Pokemon Go, and even more importantly, happy 6th anniversary to us. So we've been doing this. I've been doing this with Joe, and that's where the we comes in. Yes, we know Joe tried to pretend like he could do something without me. We all know he'd be lost without me. It's fine. It's like having the ex. You don't talk about your high school days, Joe. We just talk about the time we've been together. And so we've been doing this just as long as the game's been out. Now, it's crazy to think about 6 years of doing this and 303 episodes now. So what's special about this announcement? Other than I do actually like this art. It reminds me of very much Gen 1, like legit Gen 1 cards in the 90s.
Yeah. It's mostly just, hey, reminder we've got the anniversary event, and then reminder we also have these other 2 paid events that tickets are still available. I mean, if that's not a sign that people don't want to go to these events, because when Go Fest came before, sold out within like half an hour. Yeah. It was sold out. But these tickets are still available. They're like, please come, please. Because even the picture that we just watched of Berlin, yes, that's a lot of people, but compared to Go Fest Chicago, that doesn't look like a lot of people to me. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Well, it's going to be smaller because of the location, I would think.
But yeah, so they're just like, tickets are still available. So
let's come back to the dev diary. We're going to dive into that. Let's come back to we'll end with that other that psychopath headline. All right. So Ness, what? No, Joe. Season 2, we agreed. I would drive the ship. Look at me. I'm the Pokemon trainer now. Ness and parks arguably bear the greatest potential to support Niantic's vision of the game's future, yet they are almost entirely neglected by players.
Yeah,
or by the game, by Niantic's. Oh, by Niantic. So here's the TLDR. Hit us with the TLDR.
The TLDR. This is from a Reddit user by the name of embrace the underscore Adrix. And the too long didn't read was Nests desperately need an overhaul. I mean, this is Joe speaking here, an aside here. When's the last time you even looked up what was at a nest?
1996.
The game wasn't out then.
I was a hipster. I don't know what can I tell you, man.
But no, yeah, it's been
It's been a
forever.
hot minute.
It's been years.
2019.
Yeah, it's maybe even before that for me. Anyway,
Maybe.
they're saying nests desperately need an overhaul, and a huge one at that. Much better nesting pools, various bonuses. He says bowtie bonuses.
I love it.
More stardust, more experience, more candies for catching, maybe very slightly higher shiny rates. They need permanently increased number of spawn points in parks, better nest quality, themed nests such as Dragon Raid, or whatever it takes for a revival. If you're interested in my suggestions, feel free to look at the bullet points below. Blah 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 blah. So, for those who have been playing and have no idea what nests are, because it's kind of a hidden feature-ish that if you're not on Reddit, you probably don't know. And so nests, there are certain parks that are marked as nests. And actually, you can go to the Sylph Road website. At least you used to be able to. I haven't checked, for years. But you used to be able to look on the Sylph Road and see what Pokemon are nesting near you. And the nests would rotate every second or third Thursday, if I remember right. Yeah, there is still a nest atlas on the Pokemon Go, or on the thesylphroad.com. And so if you go to thesylphroad.com, you can see where nests are. And sometimes there's multiple nests. Like I pulled it up just now, and this is one park. Granted, it's a large park, and I have no idea where this actually is, where it took me, because I didn't allow it to know my location. But this particular park actually has 4 different nests in it. And so nests all spawn the same Pokemon. So let's say, for instance, one of these that I just looked at was a fungus nest. There's a ton of fungus around there. And then it's almost like a little, like I said, mini community day, but it happens for 2-3 weeks. But if they gave people more incentive, like for instance, if they changed the nesting pool a little bit, or added bonuses, or like, what if they put previous community day Pokemon into the nest rotation, and if you went to that nest and caught a Pokemon and evolved it there, you could get the community day move if you evolved
That'd be different,
at the nest.
Hey, wouldn't that get people to go out into the real world and do more real world playing? No, I don't know.
So, and if it had a slightly higher shiny rates, or if there was also maybe, if you put lures in the nest area or used a incense, that you could get the middle evolution, if it's assuming it's a 3-stage evolution, things like that, where it incentivizes these parks and nests. It would be great. So then if people, especially with the idea with the putting community day Pokemon and being able to get the community day move, then there's a lot less FOMO, the fear of missing out, because you can look up the nest later, you can do it. And granted, that might be counterintuitive to what Niantic's wanting with community days, but I think it would be awesome, because community days, you'd still have to wait. If they put them in the nest rotation, you have to wait for the nest to rotate. You have to figure out where the nests are in your area. And there's, like, for instance, there's a nest in my area that the cell service there sucks. Like in the park in general where it's at. And so you can only, even though there's a bunch of stops and gyms there, a lot of people have no cell signal and can only reach the few stops and stuff at the entrance. So that nest is kind of lackluster. But there's a bunch of other nests near me. And so I think it would help. It would help. So.
All right. Yeah, I remember in the first year or so, you guys explained to me what nests were, and I do remember going out to It's a different kind of park. It's not like a playing park or anything like that. It's literally called the Horse Park, and it was what was built for the '96 Olympics for equestrian events. That there's a lot of horse events, not so much rodeos, but like the shows, the showing off the horses, the roping and the riding and whatnot. Anyway, they had a nest out there, and I went a couple times to try to find what was going on. That was really in the first year, and I forgot they were a thing, to be honest with you. And Professor says the closest nest to me is over 1 hour away and has not been updated since 2020.
Yeah, Niantic definitely needs to update, maybe even just put a few more nests out there, make more more parks into nests, and parks. The gyms at parks tend to also be EX raids, so give us the EX raids back. Make it. We talked about this. I don't know. We've talked about this several times over the last month. But yeah, give us the EX raids back. Make it so you can go to the EX raid remote, so you don't have to physically go there because you don't control what time they set the EX raid for. And especially if it's in the middle of the day, you gotta be like, okay, is it even semi close? Could I take a lunch break to do that? Especially for working people and whatnot. And so, make it so you can do the EX raids remote. Increase the number of nests at parks, and that'll get people out and about way more. And add some of these bonuses that, you know what? Let's make that the question of this next week. We've talked about a few ideas here, but I want to hear from the community, what would they do
for a Klondike bar?
And you don't have to specific. You can do nests if you want to add or tell us your suggestions on how to make nests better. But in general, what would you add to the game to incentivize people to get out and about and play? What would you add? Because Niantic's been taking away a ton of stuff to basically force us to get out, but they haven't added a ton of much stuff. So what would you add to the game to get people playing out in the real world like Niantic wants us to? Let's do that. Let's do that for
my
discussion.
Dearest Niantic, it has come to my congregation's attention that you speak out of both sides of your mouth. You want us to get out and play and go forth like the good Lord Arceus said and witness about the great game of Pokemon GO, and yet you take away everything that meant something to us. So I dare say, Brother Joe, that's where you say, yeah. I dare say, Brother Joe.
Can I get an amen?
I dare now this Foghorn Leghorn, I dare say, sir, that you need to give back the real world incentives and stop taking away everything, because you sir are the devil. Take me to church. Oh Lord, Joe. Well, you know what? Speaking of taking things away,
when you said that, I couldn't help it. My first thought was, put it in reverse, Terry. I don't know why, but that's
well,
Terry.
Niantic is reversing their support for iOS 13, and I do wonder how many people saw this announcement and immediately thought, "But I just got my iPhone 13."
Oh, yeah, no, that's not what they're taking away. iOS 13. I don't even know what iOS we're up to right now.
I don't either, to be honest.
But generally, it's usually like 5 or 6 iOSs back that they're... what iOS are we on? I'm gonna have
That's
to
what I'm
Google
trying
it.
to look at right now. I don't remember how to find that.
We're on... Oh, we're only on 15, actually. iOS 15. Is the current.
Still, when you're talking about they released 14 and 14.0.0.1,
yeah.
blah 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 blah. Yeah, we're a good bit away from iOS 13. In fact, I'm gonna Google when was iOS 14 released, and that'll give us some year time. iOS 14
September 2020.
There you go. So almost 2 full years ago. is when iOS 14 came out, which made iOS 13 irrelevant at the time, more or less, right?
Yep.
I mean, not fully, not truly, but getting there. So yeah, it's time. All right. So, but they are adding something to the game that I actually got to educate Joe on a little bit. I'm gonna let you go through the dev diaries, which, 6 years too late to the game there, Niantic, where people have been doing this forever in other games. But they are going to include Campfire into Pokemon Go. Joe was like, man, that must be another company they bought. I cannot speak to who owns Campfire. I don't know that. But for those of you who don't know, because you don't keep you don't listen to This Week in Tech, or anything like that. Not This Week in Tech. Don't listen to that one. Daily Tech News Show is what I listen to. Bleeding edge, right? If you're not on the bleeding edge of technology and social media, you probably won't know about Campfire. It's still a small social media network that is audio only. So the whole idea is you can't go in and set up profiles. You don't post stuff on your boards. You just go in and say, hey, we're going to hang out and talk about this topic. And people who want to talk about that topic come in. And this is just an overview. I've not actually used it. This is just an overview of what Campfire in general is. But you come in, you hang out, and you talk. So presumably, I've been hearing rumors about this for a while from the different tech shows of Niantic and Campfire. Presumably, they're going to want to try to make some kind of symbiotic relationship where we can talk about the game while playing the game. But I don't know if it's going to be in-game or not. So, Joe, as you scan through the article, what jumps out to you?
They talk about this a lot at kind of a high level instead of giving concrete examples. But basically, they're trying to coordinate further with their quote-unquote social features. And so they're integrating Campfire. Well, they're bringing on Campfire. I'm trying to see actually how it integrates with the game.
That's kind of unclear in this diary.
So let's see. So it says we integrated certain features within Pokemon Go itself. So from Pokemon Go's in-game map, just tap the Campfire icon and you'll see where other trainers have lit flares. Think of flares as beacons, real-time markers that direct attention to a particular location. You know what? Ibbott had this idea like 6 years ago, being able to put up flares where there's rare Pokemon and stuff. Okay, so they're adding this so that you can put up flares.
Now think about it though. The whole thing's called Campfire. So I haven't used it, but quite possibly they could already be using these terms, flares and beacon, those kind of things in Campfire. Because the whole idea is, if you've ever been camping, you go, or you've come to the post-Dragon Con cookout, there's almost always a fire going on in the fire pit in my front yard, and it's to gather people around, come and talk. And that's kind of the idea of come sit around the fire and talk. So it's possible that the flares is already used in that app, and that's why they use the terminology here, but they flat out stole it from Ibbott.
Yep. And then apparently you'll also be able to put photos of the Pokemon you catch right where you catch them. So if you're looking for specific Pokemon, and then so I guess that's what they're doing. I mean, it sounds cool, but it's been something that, like you said, like we both said, has been suggested for a long time. So, the WF professor, the beacons of Minas Tirith are lit. Gondor calls for aid.
Yeah. So the ideas is okay. In future updates, one of my favorite Campfire features will be available. In-game map alongside flares and gems and all that fun stuff. You'll be able to see pictures of Pokemon caught by the. Oh, why is that your favorite? Why do I want to get out in the real world to see pictures of what other people have caught? I don't know. Is my answer.
Well, it said, if you can see the picture, then you can target specific Pokemon for where do you want to walk to next.
Can you? So that's not really worked out in the game so far.
Yeah.
Okay, one of my favorite memories of Pokemon Go is hearing a friend shout that they found a Dratini nearby, inspiring the rest of us to run over and try to catch one too. Guess what?
There were
that
videos.
Never, ever, ever works.
Well,
ever.
It did it at the beginning. There were videos of people running to try to catch stuff.
Yeah, Joe. You're buying into the hype, buddy. I was at GoFest. I was in the front lines. You think you have running? I was born into running. Yeah, people were like, oh my God, there's an unknown. And people would run over there. And guess what? They wouldn't find it because that's not how it works. It's not so pinpoint to the inch of the ground that you're standing on. I have never. Okay, go to this last GoFest, Joe. God, I feel great about us returning to our old roles because I want to be the cranky one. Go to the last GoFest, Joe, where me, you, Tambourine Jr., and Kins and Knives, and
Lady
Tiger
Knives.
Lily.
Yeah, Tiger
Knives.
Little.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Lily
Tiger, yeah.
We're out there. And how many times like, oh, I see this Mr. Mime, and nobody else saw it. Oh, I see this Bergmite. Nobody else saw it. We're literally standing next to each other. That does not work.
Well,
your memory is flawed.
Part of the issue with that is we had incense going, and incense spawns are unique to the player. They don't happen for every other player.
Take your logic out of my show, Joe. I still stand on running over there doesn't work. It never has worked. Not ever.
It worked for me. So when I was still working in the office, I had a Discord at my office specifically for calling out raids and Pokemon and things like that. And calling out Pokemon worked at my work. So this
is the hill I will die on.
Okay.
It never worked. Never ever there. Never there. Ever there.
Never ever ever.
Wrong song. All right. So in general, not adding a whole lot on paper. So we'll see what it does in the game. We'll see. All right, Joe. We got just a few more minutes. You wanted to bring this. I still don't understand why you find it funny. I really don't. Joe thinks the story is hilarious.
It's because it didn't happen to me. If it happened to me, I would be very, very, very angry. But just thinking about it, because I could see one of my kids doing this, to be completely honest. So the headline, this is coming to us from a Redditor named Das Kobaz. And the title of the Reddit post is, "My youngest son transferred all of my oldest son's legendary Pokemon." So at the very end, he's like, I've contacted support. I'm hoping they can do a rollback on the account, blah, blah, blah. But it gets even worse than the headline. So he starts off by saying, look, we've been playing since the game started. And his kid's 6. So, I mean, the kid that did this would have been, just barely born.
Just born.
Yeah, yep. When this all started. But anyway, so I've been playing. They apparently, the 6-year-old and the oldest son got into an argument of some kind, and the 6-year-old retaliated by taking the oldest son's device and transferring every single legendary. Like, he literally had to unfavorite and transfer. And he said it was roughly 140 legendary Pokemon. And then in addition to that,
psycho.
In addition to that, he transferred all of his shinies, all of his luckies, all of his shadow Pokemon, all of his perfect IV Pokemon, all gone.
Joe,
all gone.
I still don't know why. That's all I see is a little psychopath who knew how to permanently scar his older brother and do it in a way that the law couldn't touch him.
Yep, the WF professor that is a lot of effort and focus for a 6-year-old. Clearly,
that's the scary part. Right? That's like waking up and your kid's just standing next to your nose, just staring at you. And then you look down and they're holding a knife. What are you doing?
So, I mean, that is one vindictive little 6-year-old. And I really hope that they get the account rolled back. It's just, oh, man. Well, because I remember when Pokemon Go first came out, I remember seeing signs from like teachers and stuff saying, if you play Pokemon Go in my class and you get caught, then I'm going to take your device and get rid
Trade
of
all your Pokemon.
yeah, get
I
rid of
remember.
stuff like that. So, yeah. The WF Professor says, my 6-year-old could never do that. Too much energy to do the things he wants to for as long as that must have taken.
I'm telling you, this is a future school shooter right here. I mean, the amount of cold, hard rage that would take you to do that focus, to sit there for what 30 minutes to an hour of unfavorite trade, because you cannot max unfavorite, right? Batch unfavorite. You cannot trade them until you unfavorite them. And then you have to go to, oh, hey, it's got legendary. You sure you want to do that? Dude, this Joe's is cracking up. Like,
Well,
Joe, you have 3 of these little. I can't say all that. You have 3 kids in your house, 3 little boys.
Something not unlike this happened to me as a teenager. I got in a fight with my little sister, and she stole all my Pokemon TCG cards and started ripping up some of my rare water Pokemon. She ripped up a base set Articuno. She ripped up a base set Lapras. And
look, I am not propagating violence in any kind, way, shape, or form. But sometimes a beating does a body good. I'll just say. Now, not knowing the whole story, Joe, let's get the fair story. What did you do to your sister to make her that angry?
I don't even remember. We fought all the time, so it could have been anything. My sister and I fought all the time.
I need your sister to call in and give us one of these.
Hey there, this is Chicken.
Whoa!
My eardrums are dead.
Whoa!
That is not.
You need to calm down. Calm.
No, sir, I don't like it.
No, sir, I don't like it. I don't
get
like
your
it
sister
at all.
to give me one of these, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Charlie, Joe, what time is it?
Charlie, Joe. It is time for random trivia. Oh, sisters. Sorry.
Hey, I know who sang that. What show movie it came from? Look at you with the good references.
White Christmas. Good
Yeah,
stuff.
man. And what was the original version?
I don't know.
That's all right. Holiday Inn, but that's okay. Carry on.
So tonight I'm going to talk about Starly, the lackluster community day Pokemon. I mean, the Starling Pokemon. Normal flying type Pokemon evolves into Staravia and then into Staraptor. Starly's Pokedex entry says they flock in great numbers. I mean, it's a bird. And then it says, though small, they flap their wings with great power. Great power. So we're going to be getting its shiny form. Instead of being black, it turns brown, like it took a mud bath. The name Starly is derived from starling because it is based on a white-cheeked starling. That's the type of bird that it is based off of. Yeah, good old starling. And then Staravia is also the starling Pokemon. And Staraptor is also it's a predator Pokemon. It's a predator. It's a bird of prey.
Can't do it.
Staravia's Pokedex entry says it flies around forests and fields in search of bug Pokemon. It stays within a huge flock. You know, I was reading a little blurb the other day about the difference between the anime and the manga when it comes to Pokemon. And one of the top things that it mentioned was a lot more Pokemon die in the manga than in the anime and in the Game Boy games. That Pokemon just get shredded. So I mean, they're called pocket monsters, people. Pocket monsters, and they are monsters in the manga. Staravia is a combination of starling and avian. It's a bird. And yeah, again, it's based off of an adult starling. So the other one was a young starling bird. This one's an adult starling bird. Staraptor. You okay there, Charles?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm reading the chat. Carry on.
So the Staraptor's Pokedex entry says it has a savage nature. It will courageously challenge foes that are much, much larger. I might have added an extra much, but that was a bit much. Staraptor is a combination of starling and raptor. It is definitely a bird of prey, even though it is technically based on the white-cheeked starling. It definitely has some inspiration drawn from hawks or falcons or eagles, something to that nature, to make it more fierce looking. And it's almost got like a kind of a mohawk thing going on. So, but yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I thought it'd be cool while I'm listening to your trivia to go and Google the sounds from the anime. So this is the starling from the anime.
Well, a bird, bird, bird. A bird, a well, a bird, bird, bird. A bird, a well, a bird, bird, bird.
All right, now we don't get copyright. But I might actually do that. Look at the sounds of the trivia people that you're the trivia Pokemon you're talking about. But yeah, I had to do that one. I had to do that one first. So very cool. So hey, I want to give a quick before we get out of here. I want to give a quick shout out to our good friend Paul Puck. They are back through a Patreon now, and we never stopped loving them, never stopped talking about them, and it's cool to have you back. We want to celebrate and welcome you with arms wide open. I can't do it, but yeah, I've been listening. Creed's been all over TikTok lately, so there you go, Paul. Paul probably smiled at that one. All right, Joe, if you want to get your content on the show, you can email us, show@PokemonGoPodcast.com. We have Devakate taking over the show every once in a while. Got Joe banned for a bit. We had to fire him for a minute, but we brought him back. But you can do that with the email. SpeakPipe is PokemonGoPodcast.com, and there's a very nice green tab off to the right-hand side that says, hey, leave your voicemail. That's SpeakPipe. And any microphone and on the internet will work, and you can leave us your voice. We'd love to hear you on the show. Oh, I am looking for some specific things, like some variations on nope, not going to do it. No, sir, didn't like it. Nah, didn't happen. Stuff like that. Give me some negative responses. Have fun with it.
That you
do
can put
voices. I've got some bits and some plans with it. This is your chance to be a part of my comedic genius. So give that SpeakPipe and let me have it. And if you're doing that kind of response, when it says like who it's from, just put in negative response or nope or whatever, so that I know it's not just a voicemail to play on the show, that I can cut it and use it in what I want to do. Twitter is at Pokemon Go Pod. You can find us on youtube.com/Pokemon Go Podcast. And TikTok is at Pokemon Go Podcast. And we got some great videos up there that Civilian on Base has made for us, and we very much appreciate.
You know what we need to get posted on there?
What's that?
The sea shanty.
You're correct.
We got to get that posted on there.
You know what? We need to. I would love to. We can cut that clip of us listening to it off that show, but I would actually love to get some kind of taking the time, and I could do this. I imagine take the time to get like all water Pokemon or pirate Pokemon theme stuff, and have those videos or those pictures slide through as that's singing. Anyway, yeah, I love it, Joe. Great idea. And of course, we record this podcast live on twitch.tv/Pokemon Go Podcast Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern, where you can join awesome people like Super, A10, Erica Finbar, Mr. Tamarine 19, you. Oh, yeah, Joe, but guess what? Posty One Kenobi came out tonight.
Oh, yeah.
I'll post something in the chat. It's very cool. Santa Claus gift. No such thing as gifts. Civilian on Base. Stream Elements. The WF Professor. And Tugas Throws 27. Throws. I can't do it there. Tugas Throws 27. There you go. That's cool. And Joe, where can they find you on the web?
You can find me on Twitter at Joseph_Ard. What about you, Charles?
At Rock God Podcasting across social media, Charles McFall across social media, and we are 1EMS is where you can find a lot of what I do. And my personal TikTok, I might just start sharing some of my more personal thoughts on there about leadership in the world and things that are going on there. I got discouraged with We're 1EMS
political
from feedback. No, I'm not going to get political. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We will see what happens, but you can tune in next week to hear Joe say,
man, if a celebrity was a gym leader, who would you want it to be and what Pokemon would they have? That's an interesting question.
The Rock with Graveler.
The Rock is Geodude incarnate.
I'm disappointed you didn't just sing Everybody Heard About the Bird. Good job. Do it. Do you think they have the rights to Take Me to Church?
Take me to church.
That's easy enough to find out.